Hi all, welcome back. Today I'm going to perform a small video on how to configure and verify URL filtering profile. In organizations, or URL filtering profile is nothing but we can allow a specific URL or deny any specific URL, or you can provide a warning message or continue and override providing a password. So let's jump in and configure the profiles. So I have already logged into the forward to firewall. So go to the objects, and in that objects we can have a, in security profile we have a URL filtering profile. So by default we have one default profile. It's only read only, so we can clone it or we can create a new. So I will just clone it one. So you can provide any name. Select the default one and edit one. So you can provide any my URL filtering profile. Any descriptions. And when it comes to the category, these are all the predefined category, and this contains all the types of URL displayed in this category. So you can check this URL one. So in this example I want to block the social networking sites. So when we talk about social networking, it will come around Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta. So these are all the applications comes under social networking site. So site access is allowed by default, so we can log it. Click on select the block, and when you see the user credential submission is also block. And when you go to the URL filtering settings, there are log container page. Actually, when we talk about this alert means alert, it will allow the access, but user will pop up alert message. And when we allow, when we select allow, so it allow the access to the site, and it will not have any log traffic. Block is block that application. And continue means it will be warn the user against continuing the access to this page. And override means it will be it will display a response page that prompts uh, user to enter a password, a valid password, to get the site access. So these are all the site access, these are all the actions. When we go to the URL filtering settings, okay, when we talk about the URL filtering settings in that log container page only, so it shows only the URL that match the content what that specified by the a specific whatever the URL he has specified. By default it will be enabled. When we come to the safe search enforcement, option will be enforce the strict safe search filtering, specifically using abusing words or any adulting words. So these are all the safe search enforcement. And when we talk about the user agent, uh, user agent is mainly from where user is coming from, from which browser is using accessing the application. And when it comes to the referee is nothing but referring from going from one page to another page, especially like when we are using a Facebook and going to the Twitter or LinkedIn, or when we are from YouTube and redirecting to Facebook. So these are all the referee. And when it comes to the X forward, so basically it will use the proxies. So that it will use for the X forward of proxy settings. And user credential detection. So basically it will be a disabled IP user mapping, and this will be a kind of a cloud HTTP header insertion. So this will be a kind of a cloud options. So we have created a URL filtering profile and click on OK. This is all the predefined one, and we have a custom related as well, custom related objects. In that, if you go to the custom objects, we can see the URL category as well. Click on that, and we don't have anything, and we can add one. So we can provide any custom URL, and you can provide any name. The type is URL list, so you can insert any which are all, if you want to, if you have any one or two sites, one or two URL, so you can add it. If you have a multiple sites, so you can import it from notepad, import it from, export from this one and import to the URL category section. So I have already prepared one list, so I will import that one. So import, go to the browse. So if you select, go to the desktop and URL. So this is the list I have made it. Like, yahoo.com, star.yahoo.com, star.cnbc, star.cnn, star.bbc.com, star.msc.com. So this is the list. Suppose if you want to add anything, you can add it here. Star.open.com. So click on OK. So my custom profile is ready. And one more thing, once we have created the profile, so we need to attach to the policy. So I'm interested from here, like, I want to access this URL from inside my inside PC to outside. So I will be applying this to inside to outside rule. Go to the policies and go to the security and go to the inside and outside rule. And here comes source is my inside, destination is my outside, application is anything, and service or URL category. And here in this URL category, whatever the custom we have created, right, so we can directly add it. For this we don't require any license. And when it comes to the actions, so you can allow you can attach the, go to the profile settings and select the profiles. Under that, URL filtering profile, select the URL filtering profile and click on OK. So before committing the changes, so let's try to access the all the social networking site. Yeah, so we can see that Facebook is accessible, LinkedIn, Yahoo, all the URLs we are able to access. So go to the objects. So if you go to the URL filtering objects, custom security profiles, if you see the URL filtering profile, so in that URL filtering profile we can see that custom profile, custom URL is already added. So we have not assigned any site access. So go to the site access and click on continue. Click on continue means it will want the user to proceed further. So click on continue, click on OK. And also URL filtering holds follow to network hosts. Like now there are two database for checking the URL filtering. One is PanDB and one is Bright Cloud URL filtering. So Bright Cloud in URL filtering is the third-party vendor, so which is managing all the latest signatures, and PanDB URL filtering is owned by Palo Alto. So if you want to check and Bright Cloud URL filtering. and facebook.com. See that Facebook is a social networking, and so this is the web reputation influence. So these are all the domain names when it is created, and all server names, register names. So it will show all the details under bright cloud database. So we should have a for a security profile. When we are creating in under security profile URL filtering, for that we should have a valid license. When we are creating a custom objects, for that we don't require any license. So let's commit the changes. Okay, configuration committed successfully. Now go to the test PC and try to access the refresh the page. Facebook, LinkedIn, Yahoo, and this is udemy.com. So these are all my custom one, and Facebook social networking site are predefined categories. So I can see that Facebook is blocked. I got a search blocked and web page blocked. And for this Yahoo, I'm getting a continue options. If I click on continue, so it will take me to the site. All right, Facebook, Yahoo, I can able to see the and access the Yahoo application page, and Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm getting a blocked uh, response page. So let's modify the custom URL. Go to the objects and go to the URL profile, URL filtering profile. Go to the my URL filtering profile. In that, we select override, click on OK and commit the changes. So it will pop up the password. So I can enter the password and I can go through with the and access the application. So let's wait for this configuration changes. Once the commit completes successfully, so we can access it again and we can test it. Okay, configuration committed successfully. Click on close and go to the test PC, and this is my Yahoo. So again refresh it. It's throwing me an warning error, so let click on advanced and proceed to unsave. So here we can see the if require access this page, have an administrator enter the override password here. So where it's asking me to enter the password, so where we can set the override password. So go back to the Palo Alto firewall and go to the device, go to the setup. Under a content ID there will be a URL filtering override. Okay, click on add. So you can provide any password. So I will provide admin at 123 and reconfirm the admin. And this is regarding SSL TLS service profile. So if you have any profile, so we can attach transparent and redirect. If you want to redirect the page, you can redirect it or go with as transparent. So click on OK and commit the changes. Click on commit. Configuration committed successfully. Click on close and go to the test PC and provide the password admin 123. Click on continue. Alright, so we got the Yahoo login page. So once after entering the password, so it's taking me to the application Yahoo page. So how we can verify this one? So go to the monitor and go to the URL filtering logs, and as you can see here, so the first one, URL filtering custom URL, and here is the override and block override and continue. So earlier we talked about the uh, objects URL filtering, and if you go here URL filtering settings, where we can see this user agents referee and say search enforcement. Okay, click on close, go to the monitor, go to the URL filtering, and here will be a tab columns, and you can select here, you can enable those. Here is a X forwarder. Uh, Here is a referee, and here is a user agent. Click on OK. So you can see here, I'm using a Chrome. Here I can see the Chrome details, user agent, and here is the Yahoo referee, the URL, what URL I'm referring. Here is the IP address, Yahoo, LinkedIn, and I don't have any X forwarder, so it's showing me the blank. If you see the category, this is a custom URL, and if you see the social networking site, what I have access for the LinkedIn, and these are all the custom URL. Okay, if you come further, so you can see the action override, block override, and continue, and override, block override, block URL. This is the social networking sites what we have blocked earlier. So this is the way, so we can block the URL using predefined categories, predefined profile, as well as custom profile in the objects. So I hope this video has been informative for you, and I would like to say thank you for watching.